True to their paintball heritage, Aftershock has cultivated an attack mentality, but the desire to push forward has been their Achilles heel, because they haven't been able to develop situational awareness needed to temper their aggression. They'll need to work on that this year, but they are one of the most exciting teams to watch because of this natural aggression. Carl Markowski's speed and experience are giant assets to the team. Veteran AJ Lawhead is always solid wherever he plays. Chris Sosine came over to the squad last year, and his ability to control things in the backfield and get kills off the break should have a big impact this season. Rob Velez and Brian McKenna will be an integral part of the game plans as well. Shock will have a lot on their plate trying to contend with the best teams in paintball, but they are right where they want to be to start off the 2014 season.
Welcome to Sunday's competition, the most important day of this entire tournament. For the 2014 PSP Dallas Open, I'm Matty Marshall alongside Chris Asoya and Todd Martinez. Thank you guys for helping PBA and support paintball's push towards the mainstream. And man, it is a cold and blustery morning and a bit muddy over in the pits.
Cold? I feel fantastic.
Yeah, so we got a lot of weather actually. We apologize for getting a little bit of late start. There's high winds coming through here. So we're at the mercy of the paintball gods. But we are ready to go now. Just about 2 minutes to go before the start of this first matchup. Boys, Texas Storm taking on Chicago Aftershock. I think you got to give the edge to Chicago Aftershock. What do you think?
Yeah, you know, the way they were playing yesterday, well, it depends which Shock shows up. If the Shock that played yesterday that I saw that played very aggressive, really good paintball, yeah, they'll win. Otherwise, Texas Storm, Todd, I don't know. It can go either way right now. Depends what team came out to play.
Texas Storm, I think that they have figured out the field every game that they've played a little bit better, and I think they're getting better as this tournament has gone on, even though they haven't won any games. Aftershock, they won a game, but they've been getting penalties all event, so it's really kind of got to depend on if Shock decides to play clean, play aggressive, and stay out of the box, as opposed to, you know, have a couple good points, get a penalty, you know, set them back, play a couple good points, get a penalty, you know,
yeah,
that same old story.
Exactly. I mean, how much are penalties going to play a factor here? We're going to find out. And, you know, lots of awesome games coming at you as we find out who is going to be, first of all, and the reason why this game is important, these are the relegation matches. I kind of feel bad saying this, but these are some of my favorite matches to watch because so much is on the line. Whoever loses this game will get relegated down to the Challengers Division. Neither one of these teams wants that to happen because they finally were able to get to the Champions Division. So somebody's hope is getting squashed today, for sure. And the next up after this, I think it's even a crazier story, is that Houston Heat and Tampa Bay Damage are going to be playing in a relegation match. So share PBA's webcast here on Sunday across your social networks. Help us help the sport, man. It's very important for you guys to spread the word and help contribute. And I mean, talking about Tampa Bay Damage playing Houston Heat in a relegation match, I mean,
that's unheard of. Unheard of.
My God. So a giant, well-funded and highly stacked with stars team will be playing in the Challengers Division at the Mid-Atlantic Open. So we're about to watch this game go down here in just a few moments, 20 seconds to go before the start of this first point. And then Art Chaos is going to play Sacramento Excessive in the Challengers Division semifinal matchup. The winner of that game will be bumping up to the Champions Division. Art Chaos heavily favored there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now, you know, Art Chaos is playing very good paintball right now. They're extremely aggressive. They're playing like a well-oiled machine. But, you know, at the same time, you know, Excessive has something to prove.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
I want to see what they have. They have the potential to beat them, and I just want to see what that potential is. Now they're gonna. This is the like Matty said. This is gonna be the best games you've seen. And our look at our roster this morning. It's gonna be an amazing day to watch all day.
Yeah. Well, let's check in with Lauren Kelly. She is with Ryan Gray, the owner of Texas Storm, in the pits.
I am down here with Coach Ryan Gray, coach of Texas Storm. Now, you guys have had a tough weekend. You haven't managed to get a win just yet, but you have played better each game you've had. Are you guys feeling confident going into this one that you can beat Shock and stay in the champion bracket?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we had some success here and there over the weekend. Kind of like World Cup, we struggled a lot with penalties, playing a little bit selfish. But I feel very confident we came in with the right attitude this morning. Really, really excited to play Shock on this field because the field itself is chaotic. Shock plays a really chaotic style. So do we. So we think there's going to be kind of a bloodbath. So we're excited about it.
A lot of the time when we have two very aggressive teams, we see a lot of penalties get thrown, and Shock has a lot of penalties from time to time. Do you think that's going to happen during this match?
I hope it happens to Shock. Obviously, we're going to do everything we can to not play selfishly and try to take advantage of the fact that we want them to make the mistakes and not us. You know, that really creates that difference between what happens in the Challengers division and what happens up here. Who makes the least amount of errors here is who's going to win.
Absolutely. I know you've been watching Shock play this weekend, and they've been playing pretty well. They've impressed a lot of people. Is there anything you're expecting them to do that you guys are defending against?
Honestly, we're just going to try to shoot Carl as much as possible off the break. Try to contain Chris where he can't run around like he did against the Ironman match. I feel pretty confident if we can do those two things, we're going to be okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Ryan.
Thank
Good
you.
luck. We'll see who gets this first point between Storm and Shock.
Yeah, shoot Carl Markowski off the break. That's a great game plan for Texas Storm. And Ryan Gray was right. Everything he said was right. Definitely a chaotic field. We've seen that proven over the 24 games that we watched Friday and Saturday. And Texas Storm can also play a pretty, you know, they can they match Shock's ability to push forward aggressively when things start to get crazy? That's the question.
You know, look at the ground right there, Maddie and Todd. It's quite muddy out here, but this field drained pretty well. You don't have the big puddles of water, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, the mud's more on like the sidelines. I mean, the pit areas are super muddy, but the field actually held up really well.
It did really well. I mean, it drained off pretty well. I mean, the pits over there to the top side of your screen, a little muddy, but nothing more than usual. But the good part is the field is really nice and kind of dry. It might be muddy, but you got Mark Johnson right here, left-hand side of your screen, Texas Storm, right-hand side, Chicago Aftershock.
So here we go. Can't wait for this game. Chicago Aftershock on your right, Texas Storm on your left. On the breakout, Carl Markowski digging, trying to get into Snake 1. It looks like Texas Storm losing a body here on the Snake side. Carl makes it in alive. He's on your screen right now. Texas Storm losing another body off that D side now. So the early advantage is going to go to Chicago Aftershock as Carl Markowski is just blasting away from that 50-yard line. Gets another G out of that center. It's looking good for Chicago Aftershock.
Mark Johnson is up in the middle of the field. I think A.J. Lawhead's going to run up right now and shoot him in the side of the head, sacrifice his body, but that's going to open it up, just putting Sean Saucedo left for Texas Storm in the snake side corner. Oh, yeah. And a shock, good shot going into that 50 Dorito right in the shoulder. Yep, and ref finds him, pulls him out. Carl Markowski is in the 50 snake. He's got Rob Velez next to him, but Sean Saucedo just shot one body, making it a 3-on-1. Now Chris Sosine in the Dorito side can. Rob Velez with the ball up the middle.
Yeah, it's
looking to split the pair.
Todd, it's just Sean Saucedo, and here comes Velez, and he is going to bunker out Saucedo and push him into Carl Markowski's gun. So there we go. First point looks like it's going to be Chicago Aftershock. Nice job living off the break and isolating a player from Texas Storm on the snake side off the break. Then they got another quick G on that D side, and that was pretty much the story. And then they executed. They did lose a couple bodies, but regardless, first point, Chicago Aftershock. Score is 1-0. We'll be right back after this. So we're back here. Let's check it out, what it looks like on paper. This game matchup between Chicago Aftershock and Texas Storm. Aftershock, their strength lies in their attack. They have had they've cultivated, not only did they start out with an amazing attacking ability, but they've cultivated as well. The problem is that it's struggling defending, finishing, and clutch. Now, this isn't much of a defensive field. You really have to fight fire with fire on this field. You know, best defense is a good offense out there. Texas Storm, they're pretty solid. They have a little bit more clutch ability, a little bit better defending. But finishing, they've struggled. They've also had a lot of problems with penalties, too. So hopefully they can play clean today. But the pickup of Andy Horvath, Shane Howe, and and the solid squad that they already started with, I like this team. I think Texas Storm could do well. It's just going to take them a little bit of time. And, it's tough in the Champions Division, though, guys.
Yeah, it definitely is. That's why there is a Champions and a Challengers division. You know, you want to have people play their top game all the time. You know, there's no gimmies. Every game counts, and only taking top 4 to Sunday's playoffs, it just makes it that much harder to get there, makes it that much more valuable when you are able to succeed and reach that level. And it makes you fight harder to stay out of the Challengers division.
Ooh, looks like the team's got a pretty bad break here, and yeah, so disaster strikes for Chicago Aftershock off the break. You can see the referees trying to pull players out here, and here comes Texas Storm getting into the 50-yard line and gonna make quick work of Chicago Aftershock. Is that number 24? That's Andy Horvath. And it looks like a minor penalty, so there's a lot of chaos out there right now trying to figure it out.
Carl Markowski going to get a minor right there for talking after being eliminated. You cannot do that. Once you are eliminated, you cannot have a discussion with the refs or other players. And that's going to be a minor penalty assessed. But unfortunately for that, there is nobody else left to pull, and the minor penalty, regardless of getting in there, that's going to serve a 1-minute penalty. Let's go and check out this replay, Todd.
Aftershock hanging out. Look over there, and there goes the horn. And Aftershock gets a bad break. Nobody was set for the breakout.
And the rest pretty much called all that side out. That's what you're seeing on your screen. Those guys got called for not touching the flag station as the game got started.
They might as well pull them all out because nobody was touching the flag station when the horn went off.
Justin Schwartz, Mark Johnson.
Referees are going to go sort that out right now. Here's the Texas Storm pits. See Mark Johnson, Justin Schwartz, Sean Saucedo.
Yeah. So, yeah, a little chaos, but looks like that score is, well, they haven't put that other point up on it. But regardless, we'll be right back after this.
Welcome back, everyone. As you may have seen, the scoreboard went out. This happened yesterday at the end of the day when Damage and X Factor were battling it out. We continued the match and just kept score and time manually. Unfortunately, Mikey Bruno didn't know that that was a possibility, so they were unaware that we were starting that last point. He's talking to refs now about replaying that point, but it doesn't look like he's going to get his way. We'll have to see what kind of updates we get.
And also, unfortunately for Chicago Aftershock, Carl Markowski was giving the ref a piece of his mind, very frustrated about that turn of events, and got a minor penalty. So they're going to have to play down a body. Scores all tied up at 1 apiece here. And there's Chicago Aftershock getting ready to roll. And remember, man, tell everybody you know, Tampa Bay Damage and Houston Heat are playing next in a relegation match.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's great. And who would have thought that would have happened? I mean, of course, yes, it's the Champions Division. You never know what's going to happen. That's why we play the games. But still, Tampa Bay Damage and Houston Heat, those are two high-powered teams, a ton of support for them. They picked up players in the offseason, this is just playing in a relegation game is a disaster for them.
It just goes to show you the level of play that the PSP has come to now. I mean, yes, it's the Challengers and Champions Division. They're all professional teams. It just means that the lower professional teams are challenged to come back to the upper echelon. They're still all professional teams, and they all still just beat the crap out of each other out here.
Yeah.
So the level of play this year alone, from what I'm seeing for this first tournament, I cannot wait for the rest of the year. I'm just super excited. I can't wait for the rest of the day.
Yeah. And there's referee. Let's listen in.
But that's not fair because nobody has to do that. That's not the rules. But the other teams stay tagged. So how is it if the other team? Because the other but see, maybe my team doesn't want them to know we're running this way.
Your team has direct eyes at me and another ref. If we're not turning around, they should know what we
Mikey Bruno. Mikey Bruno.
There's a coach, right? So the two coaches from the teams right now, they're listening to Leon, the head referee. Yeah, and we got a ton. For everyone out there that's thinking, well, what does the scoreboard work? Well, guys, we got like 2 inches of rain I don't know about 2, but it was crazy.
Torrential.
Crazy thunderstorms last night. There's high winds right now.
It was crazy.
It's about 48, 45 degrees. Probably a lot less with the wind chill.
And Maddie made me drive last night, white knuckling and all the way home. I couldn't see.
You did a great job. We lived. That's the most important thing.
But it was torrential. I mean, it was torrential downpour last night.
Yeah.
And you had your stunner shades on.
I did. I mean, I could drive blind, and I was.
For a little bit, we were.
Yeah, but I'm, you know, like you said, Maddie. I mean, this equipment's all electronic, and you know, just it's not good for rain.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
we try to weatherproof things as much as we can, but when the winds are coming in, it's just tough. Paintball's played outdoors, you know, and it's just difficult to persevere sometimes, but you got to keep going. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, it's just the way it is.
The show must go on.
Yeah, I mean, there's no sense complaining about it.
It's not going to
We
change.
don't play indoor. This ain't the NBA.
Yeah.
You know, we
Jeez.
play outside. This is more like football.
Unless
you
somebody
know?
knows
exactly.
Unless somebody knows a couple billionaires that wants to, you know, fork out some money for an arena.
Yeah,
maybe
make some
potentially.
arenas. We'll
No
play all in
kidding.
the same place.
Yeah, we'll play every event in the same
Every
place.
event in the same
Seriously.
place. But
Well, let's check in with Lauren again on the sidelines. Maybe she has a little bit more information for us here as they're trying to sort it out.
Hey guys, so as you may have seen, Mikey Bruno and Ryan Gray were here on the sidelines talking to the refs. The refs have decided that they can replay the point. So that point is coming off. There are no penalties. Because it was a technical difficulty and not everybody understood the rules, they will be replaying that one.
I think that's fair.
I was going to say, I think that's the right call.
Very fair. There's a lot at stake in this game, and you don't want to. I mean, unless you're a Texas Storm fan or somebody on Texas Storm, I'm sure they're probably arguing till they're blue in the face that no, absolutely, they should get that point, because the loser of this game is going to get relegated down, and you know that kind of destroys a little bit of the dream. These teams have worked hard to get here, so.
You know, and we're actually watching, and I do still see the penalty up there. Now, if that point's going to be null and void, does that mean that the penalty will come off the box? I don't really know. I don't have an answer to that question. So, you know, we'll sit back and wait. And as I see it, it is a major penalty because there's 1 minute and 38 seconds left in the clock. If that is the result of a major penalty, then, I mean, Carl Markowski will be sitting in the box for 1 minute and 38 seconds, which will be like an hour and 38 minutes for Aftershock.
Yeah. No, it looks like they brought it off. They took the penalty off.
Okay, so we're just gonna wipe the slate clean. That part never happened, and we're gonna get on with this game. I think that's the right call, Manny.
I totally agree, Chris, because you know it was a technical malfunction because of this issues, the weather we're dealing with here. Though it does look like finally the sun's coming out, but the sun isn't really doing its job right now.
work, son.
Your job is to heat up the world, son. Come on.
That's so funny. That's all right. We have played in way worse weather than this.
True that.
You know, and paintball players are definitely a breed of their own when it comes to playing in weather.
Chris's parents came by to watch all the games yesterday, and the last time I met Chris's dad, or the first time I met Chris's dad, was in Gettysburg. I believe that was that 2000 or 2001.
I don't know.
I think that was 99.
I think it was 99, 2000.
No, it wasn't 99. It was either 2000 or 2001. We ended up winning that tournament in the just torrential downpour. It was so bad. Maybe remind me of that tournament. Like, it was so muddy. Not as bad as Pomona was that year.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, yeah, here we go on the breakout. Finally getting this point started. High in the sky. Cam here, and then panning over to check out Texas Storm's breakout. One body dropping from each team, both from the snake side. Carl Markowski. Oh, another body drops for Chicago Aftershock. It's Chris Zosine and Carl Markowski. So 3 bodies left alive for Shock. They're stuck in the pocket. Here's Shane Howell for Texas Storm, and he is trying to make his way into the snake. Oh, he just got shot
clipped.
too.
And here comes a penalty for sure.
And that's going to be a penalty.
The guy can't get his ref can't get his flag out quick enough. It's going to be a minor penalty assessed on Shane Howell. Number 24 going to the box. That's Andy Horvath.
Shock needed that because they were down bodies right now, but Shane Howell gets a penalty. And so now there's no one on the snake side for Texas Storm. Here comes Rob Velez looking for a shot underneath the A.
That was a good shot.
That was an awesome shot from Rob Velez. He definitely walked the field. That's for sure.
Yeah, no kidding.
And here comes Rob Velez. He's going to execute the last player.
And that's going to do it for Texas Storm. That was a great shot under the X.
Yeah, well, that's field walking right there.
Yeah.
He definitely knew that he had that shot because it's not like he didn't really even search for it. He's like, okay, I go right to this spot, and I know I can get a shot in that back corner, or not necessarily the back corner of the insert stand-up can.
There's McKenna getting a check.
McKenna's playing great this weekend.
Yeah, he is.
After that, there's the first game that Aftershock played. Let's check out this replay real quick. Here comes Velez, getting that kill on the can, then running through the middle of the field.
That was on
and
Tolliver.
bunkering out Tolliver. McKenna made a mistake on the Dorito side in the first game that Aftershock played, and Mikey Bruno pulled him aside and let him know about it. You know, and it's like, hey, you know, like, you have to do this. You got to understand, like, you're responsible to do this, you know. And then from there on out, you know, McKenna definitely been playing pretty awesome for Aftershock this event.
I can't wait to see the new season of the roster because it's going to be starting Chicago Aftershock. So, you know, regardless win or lose this game, Planet Eclipse is going to be following around this year, and we're going to get to see all the inner workings behind Shock. And the thing is, man, these guys are just like you out there listening. They're just blue-collar guys trying to live the paintball dream. They work regular jobs. They have to travel far for practice, and, you know, they were in, you know, Midwest Chicago area for the winter, and they didn't even get to play one day of outdoor paintball before they came down here and played the day before the tournament, which is pretty crazy when you think about it.
Absolutely.
Considering that, I mean, yes, they're playing in the relegation game, but they had some really good matches against some strong teams.
Yeah, they did. I think they played pretty well this weekend. I think they can hold their head high, you know, regardless of the outcome. I know they want to stay in I'd like to see them in the Champions Division personally, but both these teams deserve to be up in the Champions Division, but somebody's got to go, unfortunately for them. But I think Aftershock has a lot, you know, a bright future ahead of them. They're playing really well. First term of the year, they impressed me personally.
Yeah, here we go. So, Chicago Aftershock on your screen on the left. There is Texas Storm in the red on the right. Score is 2-0 right now. Actually, 2-1.
Oh, and look at Mark Johnson going through the center for Texas Storm, taking out Carl Markowski and living. He's gonna run through right now. Watch, guys. Keep your eye on Mark Johnson in the center. He is gonna make the move because he is in a great spot right now, Todd. Gets another one going across the field. He is just feasting. Here comes Mark Johnson, just like I said, coming down the middle of the field. He's gonna take out one more shot guy. Here goes another shot guy, and he gets taken out finally. That's a 4-pack for Mark Johnson. Actually, I think he kind of traded, he shared it with the middle. Oh, there. Look at this.
Yeah, you see the frustration for Texas Storm trying to make moves over here. Sean Salcedo trying to get up, and he gets eaten alive by Rob Velez. So Rob Velez over here on the snake side, wheeling and dealing. It's just him versus Cody Tolliver and Justin Swartz, and he finally gets taken out. So Texas Storm going to get on the board here.
Yeah, I wish you would have got a little better information from up in the stands. Rob Velez was shooting down the snake side. When the whole snake side was open, all you do was kind of switch around. He had both the Texas Storm guys, Jay Schwartz and Cody Tolliver, kind of stuck in that Dorito side, so to speak. It was a 2-on-1. But still, at the same day, Mark Johnson going through, getting a 4-pack.
And that's what Texas Storm needed, man. They didn't want Shock to keep running up these points here. And so, good job, Texas Storm. Score now 2-1 if that hang is clean. And we're going to be right back after this. So welcome back here, 2014 PSP Dallas Open in this windy and chilly, frigid morning here. The score is now 2-1. Chicago Aftershock able to go up early and put 2 points on the board, but Texas Storm winning that important comeback there in that last one because you don't want to go to that 3-point spread. Looking at Mikey Bruno, and he's yelling at somebody. Listen in.
That would have never fucking happened.
Yeah, so Mikey Bruno a little frustrated here at that last point, but you know, they're still winning. They're still winning this game so far, and 16:02 left on the clock.
Chicago Aftershock on your screen. Chris Oseen, I guarantee, doesn't let that happen again. You know, making that move to the center, it's hard to see sometimes, you know. And, you know, once you're up there, it's really easy to get down the field. You're going to get at least one more before you get blown up if you don't catch that in the middle. You know, Mark Johnson, I think, was surprised he lived through that as well.
Yeah, there's a shot on your screen again. Markowski, Velez, McKenna, Lawhead, and Sosine in. Looks like we're going 3 hard to the Dorito side both ways.
On the break, all the way to the
Lawhead
snake.
catches one right in the face, and it bounces. So Lawhead getting a free life over there. Texas Storm gets right into the snake.
Oh, here, looks like this might be a penalty. Yep.
White's going to get pulled out and grab a minor penalty.
It's a minor penalty. You saw top side of your screen. He's going to pull out the back corner, which is going to leave Carl Markowski wide open on this snake side over here.
And guys, Ryan Gray had said earlier that they needed to play clean. That's 2 penalties now for Texas Storm early on. And it's just opening the door for Chicago Aftershock. Here comes Chris Sosine. He runs through the center and takes out Cody Tolliver. And here comes Carl Markowski. He's going to run that flag in. And it looks like the score is now going to be 3-1 in favor of Chicago Aftershock. And that penalty will come off the board. Minor penalties signified by a yellow flag being thrown in the air by a referee. And that's a 1-minute minor. Those penalties come off the board. If you lose the point, they stay on. If you win the point, major penalties, 2 minutes, signified by a red flag. And those stay on the entire time, win or lose. Let's check out the replay here. You're looking at the snake side.
Aaron White.
Yeah, Aaron White here. He's looking inside, and the referee's going to get in there and check him out. And he's going to follow him up. And as soon as he sees that hit, yeah, referee in there doing his job, pulls him out, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to give you a minor penalty for that one, buddy. So looking in the pits for Chicago Aftershock.
Yeah, there's McKenna again talking to Bruno. There's Carl Markowski. Yep. Texas Storm.
Yeah, hopefully you're following along with these guys. If you had some of the Aftershock players here in fantasy, some guys did some work for you. Brian McKenna probably picked him up on a bargain too. You know, how much players are worth is indicated by it with their rank on the statistics. And that is why it's important for you to spread the word. If you guys are watching right now, you obviously helped us out. So, you know, let all your paintball buddies know in order to keep statistics, fantasy, and what PBA webcasts alive, we need you guys' help.
Yeah, it's super important you guys support all the sponsors that we have on our screen today.
Yeah.
Empire Paintball.
Absolutely.
You know, buyppl.com. Those guys are fantastic. At least go to the website, check them out. All our sponsors, game sponsors.
Yeah, Buy PBL has got some great deals on their website. And also, Avid, this game's brought to you by Avid Sports. They got a Bunker Fest. It's PSP affiliate. It's Bring Your Own Paint, May 31st through June 1st. It's at X Factor Paintball Park. Also, check out Avid Extreme Sports Park in OKC. They're building a new turf tournament arena. And there are the PSP Platinum sponsors as well. So here we go.
And a problem right now, Texas Storm, you see breaking out with 4 players only and losing one in the break. So they're at huge disadvantage right now. So, but shooting 2 on the break, also 3 on the break. Wow. So Texas Storm starting with 4, shooting 3 on the break.
Yeah, they didn't have to start with 4 either.
No, they didn't have to. They just didn't make 5 on the field. A mental mistake. But on this flip side, here comes another minor penalty. And that's going to do it for Aftershock. Rob Velez is going to the box for Chris Sosine. Chris Sosine drawing a minor penalty that game.
So the penalty keeps it close. You know, Texas Storm, Ryan Gray made it a perfect point before when he was interviewed by Lauren. He said, look, at this level, it's the team that makes the fewest amount of mistakes. A lot of times is the team that wins. And, you know, starting with 4 bodies, that's... Yeah, so let's check out this replay here. Good job, though, by Texas Storm to get that point. It's going to be 2-3, 1-point match. It looks like we'll try to find the replay, but regardless, still Texas Storm stepping up here, getting themselves in this match. 1-point game, 14-24 to go. Next up, though, man, God, I can't wait to see this game. Tampa Bay, Damage, and Houston Heat. Guys, that's the 2012 World Cup final.
Yep.
And they're now playing in the relegation match.
That's crazy.
Well, it's a high-level tournament paintball here at the PSP, boys. Anything can happen. That's why we watch. That's why it's fun and exciting. Now here it is. Let's check out this replay.
That's Chris Sosine on your screen. He finds a hit on him, draws a yellow flag, and there's the yellow bird. taking the walk. Rob Velez to the box. That's going to be the last player for Chicago Aftershock. Now that penalty will come off because it is a minor. They did lose the point. Therefore, they will start back with 5 again, even though after Texas Storm started with 4, lost 1 player. Then there were 3, and they shot 3 guys in the break. So they were up by a body, which is just crazy, which shows you that they're shooting pretty good lanes right now.
Yeah, and they've had a lot of time to get those lanes down. 4 games in the prelims before they got to this one. And that's a lot of time behind the gun. And the thing is these 2 teams have pretty much the same guys rolling out there for a starting 5. So they've definitely been able to really get those off-the-break shooting lanes down, which is, on this field, so important. It's always important, but it's hyper important on this particular field layout.
Yeah, I mean,
Todd, as you know, because that's how you guys were able to even make it into the top 4.
Yes, and there's lanes all across this field. You know, there's really good lanes on the Dorito side. I mean, the Snake side is virtually wide open. You know, it's just matching up game plans and, you know, taking advantage of, you know, the nice paint and watching guys run in the open. Oh, Shane
5
Howe.
alive for both teams. Here we go, and it looks like referee in there checking out Aftershock as he tries to get. It's Kurt Wozni, tries to get the 50-yard line. He's clean. Oh, awesome job. He shoots cross-field, gets himself a kill. I think he got another one. 2 players coming off on that D side for Texas Storm.
3. Oh, good job by Rob Velez. Oh, 4 for Rob Velez. Look.
That's Kurt Wozni.
I'm sorry, Kurt Wozni. But look at Shane Howe making the move.
Well, but, oh God, so Wozni was doing a bunch of work over here, but all the Aftershock players died behind him. So now it's a one-on-one. Right now,
oh,
AJ
major
Lawhead
penalty. Now, Shane Howe again getting another penalty.
That's 2 penalties for him.
And that's a major.
And that would have been the tying point right there. So this score is going to be 3-3. I'm sorry, 4-2. It could have been 3-3. But Shane Howe drawing a major penalty. Was that a red flag?
It was definitely a red flag. Major penalty. And here's the problem is I think he might have gotten shot at. I'm not down there. I'm up here. The refs can see it better. But he was complaining that when he ducked back around that snake to get a better field position, he rubbed up against the bunker, and that's what they called him on. So,
yeah, I don't know who saw him make that move, because the last player, Lawhead, he went running up the field like he had no idea where Shane Howe was.
No, he had no idea.
Well, 4-2 is the score. Chicago Aftershock in a bloody game here so far with all these penalties. We'll be right back after this. So here we go. Can Texas Storm get back in this match? The score is 4-2. Tons of time left. 13:36. Let's check out the replay on that penalty. It was Shane Howe and the Snake. This is his 2nd penalty of this match. There he is. And you can see it looks like a hit on the bottom of his goggle right there. And the referee.
Actually, it does look like a hit right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to tell from this angle, but there's paint there. Yeah, see that right there? And he did jump over the bunker and kind of go into the bunker a little bit. So, and then you can see he's pointing back. He's like, no, man, I jumped over the bunker, and that's a rub. But regardless, the ref called it. So, thus it was written, thus it shall be. And so they got to start down a body, and they're going to have to play without that man for 2 minutes.
Carl Markowski getting in the Snake. Is that Carl Markowski? No, it's not.
Kurt Wozni
again. Kurt Wozni again.
And Kurt Wozni is just doing his work in there, man. Nice job. 32 comes off for Texas Storm. Derek Knight and then another one, 24. That's Andy Horvath.
You know, and I said this yesterday, these shots are going to come a lot quicker because these guys are going to get in the Snake and they're going to know exactly what's going on. There goes Justin Schwartz taking the walk. Aaron White, I think, is the last guy alive in the corner. And here comes Kirk Wozni. He knows his shots when he gets in there, Todd.
Yeah, he does a good job of getting into that spot and getting those quick kills right away. But, you know, it makes it a lot easier to get in there when you're going against 4 guys. A lot less guns shooting at you, a lot less chance of guns, because on this field, you know, you're going to have to split guns. Somebody's got to run to get alive. You're only going to have 1 gun shooting at you, opposed to maybe 2, sometimes 3. Over there on that Snake side, Kirk Wozni taking full advantage of that, breaking out right away, getting in that Snake, getting them quick kills.
Yeah, so now Chicago Aftershock is going to be 2 points away from assuring that they can play in the Champions Division at the Mid-Atlantic Open. And make sure that you sign. There's Kurt Wozney's stats, 19 kills. Man, he's doing really good.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, so yeah, make sure you sign up for the next event, PSP. Go to pspevents.com, get your team in the fight. It's going to be at Rick Carver's Field, OXCC in Chesapeake City, Maryland. We'll be right back after this.
Ever wonder why you feel so great after purchasing from buypbl.com? We stock and test only the best to be sold directly to you. And once our team of experts deems that your order is complete, it gets the stamp. Once your order is packed, our team of shippers will get you your goods fast. Ooh, yeah. Never have a bad shopping experience again. Shop at buypbl.com. Feel free, alive, and incredibly rich.
So can Texas Storm get back in this match, score 5-2? They need to score 3 points, and maybe need to take a couple notes from the comeback kings of this event, San Antonio X Factor, another top-level Texas team, the World Cup champions from last season, as they had 2 come-from-behind victories yesterday.
Amazing.
They're going to be playing later on this afternoon against Omaha Vicious.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be a great game later. We have a lot of games, but we have a great game right now between Texas Storm and Chicago Aftershock. Aftershock up 5-2 because of that major penalty on Shane Howe. Very unfortunate. And here we go, crawling up the middle, trying to make a move up the center and getting shot in the process. Mark Johnson. And here comes all the way down the snake, Kurt Wozney. Oh, trying to get the snake out, Matty, but there's nobody there.
Kurt Wozney got a little greedy there. Could have just stayed in the snake. Andy Horvath gets shot out of the Dorito side corner. So does Justin Schwartz, as Lawhead, McKenna, and Sosine all are pushing up the Dorito side and through the middle. Just Sean Saucedo left over here. Here comes Sean Saucedo, going to get bunkered again by Chris Sosine. And they're going to trade out. Aftershock playing the bodies game right now. Got to watch the box as long as he runs it in. And Lawhead wisely runs that flag in with 3 seconds left on the major, so Storm is still going to have to break out with 4 bodies next point.
But Shane Howe will come out quickly after that. 3 seconds left in that major penalty.
Yeah.
But still, for 3 seconds, that's 10, 20, that's 30 balls in the air.
Yeah, I mean, you know, 3 seconds, it doesn't seem like much, but at the start of the break, I mean, that's that one gun down. That's a guy getting a 3-second jump out to a bunker. So it all counts, man. Nice job by Lawhead, Velez, and McKenna. McKenna just having a great event. So is Lawhead. Really like how Shock is playing. They're 1 point away from victory here. Score 6-2. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, and thank you for accessing awesome paintball gear from RazaLife.com.
Yeah, you know, Raza believes in creating something for absolutely everyone. You can customize any Raza jersey or have your own custom jersey designed just for you.
Wow, Raza sure makes it easy to represent who you are and where you're from with custom jerseys, pants, and much more.
You really can get in on the action and feast on all Raza has to offer by calling right away.
So the story of the year right now is how Raza can really bring out the style your team is looking for. Thanks for checking out RazaLife.com. Come right back after watching this tournament.
So here we go. Let's check out who we're going to watch play next. It's going to be Tampa Bay Damage and Houston Heat playing in a relegation match. My God. Again, that's the 2012 World Cup final right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just look at the roster of games today. I mean, you guys have got to stay glued to your television today without question. Get the HD feed. You know, help us help you. If you like us up here, making you guys laugh, we're up here where we're freezing. My lips are actually numb right now. And last time that happened, me and Cod were tissing.
That's so hot, Chris. I love when you talk about that sort of stuff in the morning. So and then after that Tampa Bay Damage Houston Heat game, it's gonna be Art Chaos, Sacramento Excessive in the Challengers Division semifinals, and then Upton 187Q and Houston VCK, followed by semifinals for Champions Division, X Factor Vicious, and then Dynasty Infamous.
And on the breakout, you saw Mark Johnson taking the walk, plus one other player. And here come through the middle, going to work, but getting shot. Everybody's just falling on Texas Storm's side. This is about going to wrap it up. The only one left is Shane Howe coming out of the box, only to get welted up by 4 Aftershock players coming down on him right now.
Yeah, and it's not looking good for Shane Howe. So Aftershock making a statement here saying, you know what, man, we really want to continue to play in the Champions Division, and they mightily handled Texas Storm this morning. Storm had problems with penalties and just not able to get the offense rolling here against Chicago Aftershock. Great team effort by those guys. AJ Lawhead, Brian McKenna, Velez, Sosine, Wozni, and Markowski. So many guys stepping up for Chicago Aftershock. You know, they weren't playing in this relegation game, but they played some great games against some really strong teams this weekend. I think they impressed a lot of people. They definitely impressed me.
Me too.
What about you guys?
Both of those teams really impressed me, and there's only going to be more to come the rest of the year. These teams are only going to grow into themselves. It's not like this is the World Cup, and it's like, oh, this, it's rebuilding next year. They're rebuilding now. They rebuild it over the off season. They're only going to get better. Look at Omaha Vicious. They didn't have the best practice day. Look, top 4 right now, killing it.
Yeah,
it's just.
We'll get to that in a second, Todd. I definitely think it's interesting that you guys didn't have the greatest practice against LA Ironman, and then you beat LA Ironman to make it into the top 4. Redemption is yours, at least so far. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly on the sidelines.
Hey guys, I am here with Coach Mikey Bruno and Carl Markowski of Aftershock. Congratulations, you guys are staying in the champions bracket. You had some really strong moments, but you also had penalties during the weekend. Overall, how do you feel you guys performed?
I couldn't be more proud of my guys. I mean, obviously, we thought we could do a whole lot better with the earlier games. We should have. However, I'm so proud of our guys. We only practiced this field for about an hour and 20 minutes. So other than that, I mean, we're just happy to be here, and I can't ask any more from my guys.
Hey, it was pretty impressive for not much practice. You guys are still here in the champions bracket, which is huge. Now, you have a lot of experience. You even played with Mr. Matty Marshall on Excessive. Having the experience you have, what do you think Aftershock is still lacking?
Right now, just experience, really. A lot of the guys are still young. They're not really big-name players. We have a couple, but they're all really good paintball players. And they are getting more experience the more we're in this division. And, we had a couple hiccups here and there, but this proves that we want to play in this division and compete. And I think Friday was also a good example of that.
Absolutely. You guys definitely deserve it. The next relegation match is Damage versus Heat, which is pretty crazy because one of them will be bumped down to the challengers bracket. Who would you like to see go down?
I mean, I have friends on both the teams. It doesn't really matter to me. Obviously, a GI Sports team would be nice to make it in, but at this point, I'm pretty happy. I want to say one thing, Davey. Congratulations, buddy. Proud of you. He has a little girl. He has a little girl. So, but yeah, it doesn't matter to me. We got to play him anyway.
Well, congrats, Davey. Real quick, do you have a team you want to win?
The better team. The better team should win. They're both great teams, but whoever can, not slip as much, I think is going to prevail.
All right, we will see who does prevail. Damage versus Heat coming up.